Hello, this is Yurat again, and this tutorial, or I'm sorry, this video is going to continue with our art language tutorial. But before I start with that, please let me remind you guys to subscribe and comment below for any, anything you guys recommend for me to do other videos or topics or questions, and also like or dislike. So let's go ahead. And this video, I'm gonna be covering vectors. Now, vector is pretty good essential. It's an essential building block for handling multiple items in our language. And you can think of a vector like a collection of observations or measurements concerning a single variable. For example, it could be the height of 50 people, or the the mileage travel um, of a local city. Uh, More complicated structure may consist of several vectors, and the function of creating a vector is the single letter C. So let me give you an example. So before we were doing creating objects with A equals 1 and then B equals 5. So if we, for example, if we say, oh, this is the data of, I don't know, how long it takes me to drink or to eat, um, it's like, okay, 1 minute, 5 minutes, and so on. But that's gonna it's gonna take time, for if we want to do it for 1 week or 1 year. So to make it easier for us, or in the R language, and we can create vectors. So for example, I can create a vector called my vect. I can either use this symbol uh, to create the vector, and I'm going to use the C, the single letter C, lowercase c, to show that that is a vector, 1 comma 3 comma 1 comma 42. So that's my data. So those numbers can be some sort of a measurement or some sort of a statistics analysis data. So here, so as you can see, my vec got declared as a vector of 1, 3, 1, and 42. You could have also done the following. Just be aware that what I just did, I pushed the up key. It will repeat the previous, the previous commands. If I keep pressing up, you know, the previous commands. All right, so let me change this to vec2. I can also use the equal sign. It's just a little review. I also declare like that. Another way you can also declare something is like this. My vec 3. Okay? There's just different ways you can declare vectors or variables. So I might be, by the way, a little description here. Sometimes I used to word variables for objects. Variables, the difference between a variable and an object is that these are all objects, and variables are just the letters or words that got they're equal to. But these are normally just called objects. Okay, as a whole. All right, so let's see. So let's see. All right, so let me clear this. Control L. Let me clear this, so we can have a nice start. Okay, a little more down here. All right. So what I can do too, let's see. Let me go ahead and try my vec1. Let's declare this variable with the equal sign to make it nice and easy, simple. And I'm gonna go back to the numbers 1, comma 3, comma 1, comma 42. So I have that vector, and then I can go ahead and also declare this variable that f equals the number 32.1. Okay, and then I can go and say map back. I can declare another variable equals c. This now becomes a vector with the number 3, comma negative 3, comma and 3.45, comma. As you can see, it can be any type of numbers. It could be decimals, it could be negative numbers. It can even be in scientific notation. For example, 2 times 10 to the negative 3, I mean to the third power, will be 2e to the third power. Alright. I wonder if I need to play. No, I think that's how it goes. Yeah. No. I need a plus in here. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Now, if I want to add, I'm sorry, I didn't want to present it was too early. I can add the object f that equals 32.2. I could just add it right there. And as you can see on my right hand side here, vec2 now became the numbers I typed down plus the variable f represent, which is 32.1. Okay. Now if I want to combine those two vectors together, vec1 and vec2, I can write down the following. I can select my vec3 equals my vec1. Oops, let's not forget the c in the front with the parentheses, comma my vec2 close parentheses. Okay, so that will have that now becomes this new object now is a new vector with both vec1 and 2 to combine together. Okay, all right, let's see. Look at my notes here because I don't have the whole thing memorized. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start working with showing you guys a couple of other ways to work with vectors. Let's see. Now, what happens if you guys want to have a vector of the number 3 through 27 and the increments of 1? Okay, we can actually do that. We can say let's see. All right, let's do let A be a vector from 3 column 27. The column, what it's gonna do, it's gonna tell the language that hey, I'm going you to give me a list of numbers of values from increasing, by the way, because from 3 to 27 it's gonna be increasing by 1. So press enter, and as you can see, my A is now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0 to 27. It doesn't show the rest, so but I can always write down here, just type in A, enter, and as you can see, I have 3, 4, 5, all the way to 27 increments of 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the following. Let's see. I can also create another vector, for example, and we can also use variables. Like I can say A. No, let's do another one. Let's do bar equals, and I can use the vector with the variable. Let's see. No, actually, let me do it this way. All right. Let's put the variable bar be from 3 to 27. I want to give you this example right here. Okay, and then let's print that bar. Okay. All right. So, as you can see, I can also not use the C for vector. I could just use I could take out the C there. Okay. All right. So that's two ways to do that part. Okay. It'll still represent. It'll still create as a vector. Okay. So that's two ways to do that. And let's see. Okay. Let's get a little more interesting here. Let's try this. Let's see which I have not. Okay, let me go ahead and do. Let's do bar 2 equals the variable f. Remember, it's 32.1 up to, and I'm gonna be a little more fancy here. -47, and then plus 2. Now, what this is gonna do? This is gonna give us a decreasing. Press enter, and you guys can see on the right that bar 2 got declared. Okay, and I'm gonna display bar 2 here, as you can see. So starting from the number 32.1, which that's f, all the way up to -47 plus 2, which, and if you do the math, will be -45, and it'll be increments of 1. Now you might ask yourself, but it doesn't have -45, it has -44.9, and that's because if I do increments of 1, it goes after -44.9, it goes past the 45, the -45. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna go on with the sequences. So let me go to Control L to clear this. Let me go ahead and clear this right here. So we're not gonna need those anymore, at least for now. All right, so you can use the seek command, which allows for more flexible creations of sequences. This is ready to use function. Takes in a from value, a to value, and a by value. And let me show you what I mean. Let's see. So I want a sequence of, as you can see, the pop-up menu came out from the number 3, comma, to the number 27, comma, by equal 3. All right, let me see. I need my equal sign here. There it goes. I'm good here. Okay, yes. All right. So right here, I generated a number from 3 to 27 by increments of 3. And if you wanted, you can also declare this to a variable. We can make a equals, sorry. So a equals that, and not a equals. So not the a, are those numbers right there. Okay. All right. Let's see another one we can say, and we can do, let's use a variable b. Let b be the sequence, and we're gonna change it, instead of having by and 3, we're gonna do from 3 comma to 27 comma, and we're gonna use the command length out. Double click there. 40. Okay. Enter. And let me show you in B, and let me display. So what this does, it will display, or will produce, actually, will produce a number from 3 to 27 with a equal the distance out 40 numbers. So you have 40 numbers in your 40 data, and they equal up from 3 to 27. Okay. All right. So let's see. Now, for if you want to do decreasing sequences, the use of by must be a negative. Here's an example. So I'm just going to push up key so I can repeat my last command. This is just to save me time, so I won't be writing the same thing over and over. I'm going to use the variable c. So the sequence from 3 to 27, and I'm going to do, let's see. Let's see, from 3 to, let's get negative 47, yes. And then we could do a length out. No, actually, no, not length out. We can do, yeah, because we want to do a decreasing. We can decrease by -2. Okay. Enter. See. Oh, sorry, yeah. It cannot, yeah, the length out cannot be a negative number. There it goes, yeah. And if I put C, now let's put this out. What am I doing wrong? Oh, my bad. My bad. All right. By equals by 2's. Oh, let's try it here. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So much for my notes. I skipped a line. That's what happened, or a page actually. All right. So in this example, I went ahead and I produced a decreasing order of sequences numbers from 3 to -27. And because I'm doing decreasing, my by needs to be a negative number. So it goes down by 2's. Okay. Again, you could you could also use variables instead of the -27. We could use another variable that we have declared. The same thing with the -2. Okay. And let's see, and let me give you one more example. Just to let me move this up here. Sorry about that. I just noticed, yeah, this will be more noticeable here. There you go. Okay, so let me first clear this window, Control L. Okay, let's try one more example for the sequences. So my sequence let's do my sequence 1 is going to equal the sequence from, and then we can put the number 3 again, comma, 2, the number 27, and then here I'm going to use the length out. I feel like I've done this before. Huh? Have I done this before? Oh yeah, I know what. Sorry about that. Let me do first. I want to declare variable. Let me create this right here first. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you guys. Let's equal um, a equals 5.3. Okay, now, all right. So I'm gonna do my sequence 1 equals, and I'm gonna use from, yeah, that's right, from A. That's just to give you an example of using variables instead of numbers. And we can also make it, oops, all right. Parentheses, we can make it -47, and then we can do plus F, not plus F, sorry, plus A, and then we can do a length out to equal 5. Oh, I need parentheses here. Am I missing anything? Let's see. My sequence. Okay, yeah, okay. So as you can see, since I declare A to be 5.3, I display 5.3 first, and then up to -47 plus 5.3, and they give out a length of 5 numbers, and it are evenly spaced out. Okay, so that will be for my sequence. Now, let's go ahead. I want to show you guys how to do working with repetition. So let me Control L, clear this. Now, in repetitions, pretty much we're gonna be, sometimes you want to just repeat the same number or same value. Because remember, this can also be, it can also be words, but for now, or characters. For now, we're gonna just be using numbers. So here's an example. Rep parentheses x equals 1, comma, times, comma, equals 4. So let's see what happens. See, as you can see, that will repeat the number 1 4 times. Now, there's something I forgot to mention earlier. Sorry about that. If you go down here to help, you can also type in here the commands like rep. Click here, and here it'll show you the what the syntax is, how you can use it. That's what we did right now, and then what each of them represent. Okay, and there's some detail right here, values and nodes, and we have some examples here. Okay, all right. See, so you can go and check out these documentations here. All right, so go back to packages. So let's go ahead. We can also do something like this. We can say rep parentheses x can equal a vector which has the number 3, comma 62, comma 8.3, close parentheses, and then I want it to be repeated 3 times. And as you can see, it got repeated 3 times, the number 362, 8.3, and 362 and 8.3, and 362 and 8.3. Okay? All right. Another example you can work with rep. You can do as follow: rep parentheses x equals again the vector with the 3, comma 62, comma 8.3, comma each equals 2. Okay. So what it does, I'll repeat each number twice. And let's go back to the help here. So you can have some experience of how to read these things. So right here where it says each, it says non-negative integer. So that means the number 2 has to be not negative. Each element of x is repeated each time, of which each is the number that you plug in. Other inputs will be current set to an integer or double vector as the first element taken. And it says treat it as 1 if NA is or invalid. So pretty much if I didn't have the each there, that means we'll just use as 1. Or it'll be repeated just 1 time. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else. Not there. I want to click here. There we go. So now let's get a little more things involved here. Let's add times 3 in there. Okay. So the number 362 8.3 got repeated 3 times, 1, 2, and 3, but each of them have 2 of them. Wait a minute, I feel like no. Oh, I missed. Yeah, well, no, yeah. All right, sorry about that. I misspelled times. That's why, like, wait a minute. What I'm saying is not what is shown there. Okay. All right. Times. Okay. And enter. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Now let's try this again. The number 362 and 8.3 got repeated 3 times. It's 3 sets, but each of them have got repeated twice. Okay. All right. Now, you can, again, you can, instead of the number 2, you can put variables. So for example, if I make uh, f equals 2, and then instead of 2, I just variable f, it will still work the same way. Okay. Let's see. You could also done something like this. Get a little fancier. Um, we can say let sequence 1 equal a vector of 3 comma 8 comma no, 0.3, yes, comma. So that's my vector, but the third number, or the third numerical value, that would be, yeah, numerical value, is going to come from our repeated repetition, from a repetition of 32 times f, which we have f to be 2, I'm sorry, and then a sequence, and it's going to come from a sequence of numbers, sequence from -2 comma to 1. And I know this is a long video, but I want to be sure all this is part of working with vectors. I should have put a disclaimer right there, because I understand I don't like making too long videos too long. Length dot out f plus 1. Okay. All right. And then this display or print out this. All right. All right. So we have the number 3, the 8.3, and then I did repetition of 32 when x equals 32 times f, which f is 2. So repeated 32 twice. And then I want to sequence from -2 to 1, from -2 to 1, with a length out of f plus 1, which will be 3. So of 3 values. There it goes. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna work with the sorting. Sorting a vector and increasing or decreasing order of its elements is another simple operation that can crops up in the everyday task, especially if you're doing data analysis. Okay, so let me do Control L to clear this. Let me clear this. Okay, and let me do some sorting. So here we're gonna use the sort command. Let me go and put this back to home. All right, let me do the sort command. So you sort, I'm gonna do let sort be x equals the vector, giving the vector with the number 2.5, comma, and -1, comma, negative, sorry, -10, comma, 3, and 3.44. So I'm gonna sort this, and then here, comma, equals false. Okay, and let me show you. So what it does, what it did, or it does, it sorts the value given and in increasing order when you type in decreasing equals false. And let me go back here so I can show you guys. All right. So as you can see, decreasing is already part of the syntax. So we have to be sure when we have to write down decreasing. So it's always good to write here, and also there should be an example. Let's see if there's an example down here. Examples. Well, there's way too many examples here. Not the one I'm looking for, unfortunately. Looking for the one where that has the decreasing in here. Yeah, I don't have the one. Well, maybe it's up here. Oh yeah, sorry, it's up here. Okay. So as you can see, this needs to be typed in. Also this. All right. So let's continue on. So we can, if I instead of having false, I write down true. I know they're in capital letters. Let's see, because capital true or false represents the logic behind it. So if I press enter, I'll do a decreasing order from 3.44 to -10. So that's how you can do that. Let's see. There's also let's see the sorting. I think that's it. Yeah. Let me give you an example here. We can also do. We can also instead of we can also combine with some other vectors. For example, we can say let a equals the sequence from 4.3 comma to 5.5 with a length out that equals 8. Okay. All right, we have that. And then we have let b equals, we're going to do a sort of 4, sorry, sort x equals 4 comma decrease equals I feel like I'm skipped something. Okay. Oh, my bad. I wanted to do this. I'm trying to combine all these that we have learned so far, so you have an idea. All right. We're gonna sort the number we just did. Let me see. Button is out 8. Okay, and then we're gonna do decreasing equals true. Okay, so b equals. Okay, now we have the in a decreasing order. Yeah. And now so we have sorry. So we have A to be this data, and B is gonna be the same data but in a different order. And now I'm gonna go ahead, combine them together. So we can say sort x, the vector of A and B, and a decreasing order, that's gonna be false. This gonna, so as you can see now, it does a increasing order. So we can combine it like this too, okay? Just a little different ways how to manipulate all these commands. All right, and lastly, I want to show you guys just to how to find the vector's length. Okay, so if I type in the command length parentheses x equals c, and they give me a vector of 3 comma 2 comma 8 comma 1, it tells me that I have four values in there. Okay, or if that I write down as follow, length of when x equals 5 up to 13. Oh, actually, what? Oh, equals. Sorry. Okay. So it's gonna count how many numbers are from 5 to 13, one by one, which is 9. Okay. We can also do the same thing. Instead of equals, we can say equals the variable b, and there's 8 of them. And you can see right here on the right hand side that there's 8 of them. Okay, so that's a way of finding out the length of your vector. And of course we can also get fancy by writing down like a whole, let's see, we can write down equals the repetition when from 32 comma, times 4 times go, because it's 32 4 times. All right, so please comment below and like, subscribe, and thank you. Bye.